healthy scratches. It's April 24th, and I don't know, did anything specific happen last night, PFT?
I don't know. Just all my dreams were made.
Just 4 white dudes talking puck, huh?
Yeah, a lot of sausage on one couch right now.
Well, it's 3 guys, and I mean, I'm sometimes called not a boy, but it's okay.
Our diversity is on Frankie. Looks kind of like a lesbian.
You identify as a boy.
I sometimes do.
As a eunuch, one of the boys that
Depends.
they
If I
used to
show
cut
my
your balls
feminine,
off,
if I
so
show
you
my
sing
feminine
higher.
forehead, then it depends. It depends on where the hat's facing. If I'm going backwards, you don't know. I can sneak right up on it.
I mean,
I got you. Do you shave?
I try to.
Okay, yeah, I
It
tried.
looks like you've been letting it go for a couple days.
Yeah, this is like a week.
I got this is my playoff beard right now.
Yeah, me too.
So it's better than Sidney Crosby's.
It's way better.
Yeah.
Infinitely better.
Really bad playoff beard for that guy. Can we talk about the Caps?
Let's talk about the Caps right now, PFT. Last night, before we get into the Penguins, what are your thoughts on the Blue Jackets series? Because when it's double OT in Game 3, they were very close to going down 3-0.
No, they weren't. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that a team coached by John Tortorella got burned out. That's weird to me. How does that happen? Tortorella's the biggest asshole. He is the Todd Haley of the NHL. Yeah, he knows his shit a little bit, but you hate playing for him. He just grinds on you.
Let's talk about the torts guarantee, basically.
Yeah.
Where he gave the old, no, we will be back here, and they're just not back there.
They're just never back. He's never fulfilled on the guarantee that he's made in his life. And I mean, the Capitals, they went down early 2-0. They play a lot of overtime games because they love to torture me and give me heart attacks. But the way that they came back this series is a little bit different from things that they've done in the past. I'll tell you why. Okay, they're not as good this year as they were last year. This team has had to struggle, piece it together, grind shit out. Brooks Orpik is somehow even slower than he was last year. I didn't know that was possible. He plays like he has 2 fake hips. But like the team in general is not as good. Their defense isn't good. Their second and third lines aren't great. But they somehow find a way to win games. And there is something to be said for that. Like, I know it's kind of bullshit to be like, oh, they're a team of destiny, but they're a team of destiny.
So you're saying being worse is better for the playoffs?
Yes.
I think I agree with that.
Well, we've tried everything else.
We've
tried being really good.
If you're a shittier hockey team, you kind of rely on the intangibles then to be a better hockey team.
Yes.
Which is playoff hockey.
Exactly.
You know what? The first time, I'm a big Penguins guy. I'm a little bit scared right now because when you have a million good guys, everyone's kind of looking at everyone else like, dude, somebody needs to score right now instead of like everyone has to be a part of it.
And you have guys that have something to prove that are playing. You have Holtby playing out of his mind right now. Who, I mean, that was like a goalie controversy in the beginning of the series. Like, where is Holtby? Are we going to bring him in? How is he going to perform? And the guys, he was a brick wall last night making unbelievable saves. And Ovechkin's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That slap shot from the dot is unbelievable. The way he gets it inside.
YP, you're just a hard Penguins guy now? You're like not rooting for the Caps narrative? I'm big on the Caps narrative.
Not.
Sell some T-shirts.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
He's just a player.
No.
It's just better. You want to see him get over that hump. Ovi's got the personality. Crosby's such a turd. How do you like Crosby?
No, he's not. I've liked Crosby since I was like a little kid. Since I was
such like a little dweeb like turd. Like you'd
How
way
is he a
rather
dweeb
Ovechkin would be
turd
so much
at
more
all?
fun to go out
Absolutely
with
a dweeb
than
turd.
Crosby.
Are you kidding me?
Crosby's like a little dork who's like, oh, if you guys have fun tonight, be careful.
Ovi's
like a Russian savage.
You don't like the idea of watching like a dynasty though? You don't like the fact that we're watching a team be the most dominant team in the NHL? They're going to win 3 Stanley Cups in a row. You don't think that's something cool to enjoy and watch?
Not when they have to go through the Capitals every single time.
Well, yeah, maybe as a Capitals fan, but as just a general NHL fan, I think watching Sidney Crosby just dominate the NHL is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, he's like a hockey player that like when you're looking in the textbook like what to do, he's like legitimately pretty
100%,
much perfect.
100%.
So he's boring. He's a textbook guy. So you read about him in a book.
Like the best book of all time.
Yeah, well, if I want to put on porn, I turn on Alexander Ovechkin for hockey porn.
Yeah, I mean that's
I'd
fair.
rather watch
that,
porn than read a book.
For like a short 1-minute porno, he may be more exciting.
That's true.
But if I want to like have like a great family and children, I'm taking Sidney Crosby.
You want to marry Sidney Crosby? You want to fuck Alexander Ovechkin?
I think that's a fair thing
Who
to
are
say.
you killing?
Who's the other one? Are we talking? Gotta kill Malkin.
He's a Russian spy.
Love him, but you gotta kill Malkin.
I'll be honest, hand up, I soured on Ovechkin a little bit when I went down to DC for Game 5 because he had one of those games where he was just like, he was a little lackadaisical on the ice. He was kind of standing there waiting for the puck. He looked very disinterested and missed a lot of easy chances. But I think that's a product of the early start times. Ovechkin's a night owl.
He is.
You have to, when he plays at 7:30, he's good. If you play him at 3:30, he still has like 3 or 4 shots.
Was there like a
stolen?
It's the time zone.
Was there like a subtle like mob mentality building up against Ovechkin? Or a couple of the crowds like,
no,
boo, like pick it up. Like, what are you doing?
Everybody loved him. It was me. I just saw him and I was watching him for a while. And he didn't look like he was having fun. He didn't look like he was loose. He didn't look like he was like motivated, really. He was just he was skating around out there very slowly, waiting for the puck to come to him. And I saw what people have said about him in the past. It's the first time that I've actually seen it for him, because he usually plays really, really hard. I think there was just something that was off about him in Game 5. But, I mean, he showed up in a big-time way.
Well, it's also in hockey, you never, on TV, you never get to watch guys away from the play.
Yeah.
When you go in person, you actually watch Ovechkin the entire shift, and you see what he actually does 90% of the time.
Yeah, I watch the All-22, so I get to see the film.
Having said everything that we've said, the Penguins are going to absolutely destroy the Caps.
Yeah, they're just so deep, and the thing about the Penguins is they're so opportunistic. Like, every single time that you make a mistake, they pay for it. Every single time.
What about the fact that the Penguins have played so much hockey these last 3 years that it's like an extra season? The Capitals, on the other hand, are nice and refreshed because they keep getting bounced early in the playoffs.
Honestly, this is the first time that I'm actually a little bit nervous because the Caps have nothing to lose. Like, the Penguins have beaten them down so much. What is this, the third year in a row that they're playing them?
Yep.
There's nothing for them to lose. How could they get any worse?
The Penguins are really hitting that 3-year stride, you know, where they're like starting to heat up.
I mean,
and I also don't know if
they
the Caps
kind
have
of
nothing.
are.
The Caps do have something to lose. They're just going to continue to lose to the Penguins. Like, also
like
Ovechkin
how much
needs,
worse can it get, PFT?
Ovechkin needs
they're
to win
gonna
a
lose
series
again?
against Sidney Crosby. He just needs to do it to solidify his career
Here's the thing.
as an all-time great, if he's going to be one.
They've lost so many times to the Penguins that I tend to agree with YP on this one. Like, they can't get any worse. What's the difference between losing 3 times to some guy as opposed to losing 4 times? It's not really that bad. You're already, like, the guy's already got your numbers. So what the hell? You might as well.
When was it when they both had hat tricks in the same game?
That was 2009.
I hope we get some more of that. Just
game.
fucking chaos.
That was great. Well,
7-4 games.
Yes.
That's the thing. Like, if Ovi has this stigma against him that he doesn't show up in the playoffs, so he's a choker, just because he keeps losing to the Penguins over and over and over and over again.
Right.
But he still plays really well in the playoffs. He's a good clutch playoff player. It's just the team around him.
That's why I'm rooting for Ovi. That's why I'm on the Ovi. I'm on the
50th
Caps
playoff goal.
Yeah.
That's like a lot.
All right.
I mean,
Caps in 5.
that's it. I'm going to say Penguins in 7, right?
Penguins in maybe 3.
We need another Game 7, though.
But
Last year, that was...
I don't need a Game 7.
You can't handle it.
All right, well, thank you, PFT. Any other thoughts on anything hockey?
No, I don't care about anything else except for the Washington Capitals.
We're hoping to see more of those videos of you. I mean, I've never seen anyone more happy in my entire life.
I was really happy.
You were at that game. It looked like you was, like I said yesterday, it looked like Jesus was coming down onto the ice, and you were just overtaken by something
You
in
look
the
like
sky.
Jesus, too, in the video.
Maybe you were the Jesus.
Maybe I am Jesus. Maybe I've been Christ this whole time. Actually, I'm bigger than Jesus. No, we don't say that. The Beatles said that. Sorry. Strike that. Leave that
Certainly
out.
made more sacrifices.
Yeah.
We're not the
Well, thank you. We appreciate. You want to stay on, though?
No, I actually have a lot of other
said
more
no.
important stuff to do right now.
All right, well then, thank you, and we'll go to
That's smart.
this video from Jordy about scheduling. No games tonight.
Love you guys.
The 2018 Stanley Cup playoffs got underway on Wednesday night, April 11th. Since then, we've had at least 2 games to watch every single day for the last 2 weeks. But with 7 of the 8 series in the first round already being wrapped up, that makes tonight, Tuesday, April 24th, the first night in weeks that we haven't had any playoff hockey to watch. And this is just a stark reminder that hockey season is quickly approaching an end. This is not a drill, people. We now have less than 2 months left on the 2017-18 NHL season. And the closer we get to that deadline, well, the fewer games we have to watch. So I don't care if your team's already out of the playoffs. I don't care if your shitbag team didn't even make the playoffs to begin with. July is going to be here before you know it. And once that comes around, we're not going to have any hockey to watch. What are we going to do after that? Watch baseball? Get fucking real, buddy. So there are still 9 teams left in the hunt for Lord Stanley's Cup, but that'll only be 8 after Toronto and Boston figure it out in Game 7 tomorrow night. After that, we only have 3 rounds left of playoff hockey to watch, so enjoy every single second of it, because it's going to be a gong show, but it's also going to be over before you know it. And like I said, after that, we're left with baseball season, so put a bullet in my brain, right?
All right, thank you, Jordy. I mean, Riggs, we were talking about it before the show. No games tonight. They got to figure out this entire staggering thing or something.
Yeah, I think so. It's very, very, very dumb what they did last night. Unbelievably dumb. First of all, they've got 2 series left, 2 games. They put them on basically the same time, 7:30. Either stagger them last night, like by an hour and a half or so that you can watch basically both full games, or just have, I think the first 4 guaranteed games should have like time slots done, and then any extra games, any of the if necessary games, should just be subject to schedule changes, and they can just move them whenever they want. Right. So last night would have been Bruins Leafs. Tonight would be the Caps game, and that's it. And it's very simple. And then instead of, we would have had the same case tomorrow night. We would have had 2 Game 7s at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, that's just dumb.
It is insane that they just can't figure out how to make their primetime games viewable for the entire country. Who's watching 2 games on the same night? It's impossible. Why would you ever do that to try and get the most people to watch your sport? Like you're saying, those extra games that are TBD, when like even the fans, when they get their tickets, on your ticket says TBD, you can schedule that whenever the hell you want because no one's making plans around. They don't know when the game is. They don't know what time the game is. Right. If you see that this scheduling is going to be conflicted, don't make them on the same night, especially when you have like NBA going on. Tonight would have been a perfect night for one game.
It's also Big Cat tweets about it all the time, even on like weekends during the first round, especially in the NHL, when there are just games all the time. On Saturday, you get like, there's like 2 games at 3 and then 2 at like 8 on Saturday. And it's like, no, dude, it should be like noon, 3, 7, 9:30.
Right.
All day NHL.
Like to me, there's so many hard things about growing a league as far as like you look at the NBA, how much like fan interaction there is with social media and all the different like stars, is it like recognizability? There's so many like difficult factors. Scheduling games so the fucking fans can see all the games they want should be pretty much the most basic level of like.
It seems as though the NHL is the only league that can't figure it out because every other league. I mean, they make, like, the NBA will make games a lot later. They'll start a Cavs game at, like, 9:30, and they'll put it on ABC. Even though that's a late game, everyone's able to watch it. Or at least the most important part of the game, like the fourth quarter.
I just don't understand. I would love to hear, like, their side of it. Like, oh, this is at least why we do. I don't know if there is a thing.
So
I think they just don't care.
This also goes right hand in hand with the Golf Channel stuff. Everything's just so strange about the way they produce
like what you said about that. It's like the 3 o'clock. There's noon games on weekends all the time.
Yeah.
Matinee games, you could do 12, 3, 7, like 4, 5. What the fuck? It's just so simple.
A noon game's great too. You pop up like on a weekend, maybe you're a little hungover, get a breakfast sandwich, boom, hockey's just on. Playoff hockey.
Yeah.
You're like, let's go, and then it just rolls all the way through till like 11 p.m. or something.
Right. And then you got the West Coast games on the weekends at like 10 o'clock. It's like, it's crazy. It just does not make any sense. Yeah, I don't know. And then the other thing as well, when we're talking about the league, our boss, Dave Portnoy, with a rule change. Frankie, you want to explain it?
Yeah, so yesterday Dave kind of mentioned, we were talking about playoff hockey and overtime hockey, and he comes up with this idea, which I actually completely disagree with. He said that overtime hockey and playoffs should have a rebuttal. So the team that gets scored on gets a 2-minute rebuttal after the game is essentially over. So they get a chance to come back.
5 on 5?
It'd be 5 on 5, 2 minutes. There's 2 minutes are put on the clock. They get to go out there, and if they don't score, the game's over.
If we're being honest, after you score, like throw 2 minutes on the clock for the other team to try to like answer, that would be pretty hot.
Yeah, like
That'd be
it's like rebuttal in beer pong. You get one more shot, one more try.
That would be nuts, right?
Yeah.
And then if they do it, you go again.
But then you like pull a goalie and you just.
I love it.
What do you guys? I mean, I can't imagine anyone can agree with this.
This is an easy no. I mean, there's one thing. Like, there's plenty of things that are wrong with hockey. Playoff overtime hockey is not one thing that's wrong. Playoff overtime hockey is awesome. That's what makes it as like electric as it is that it's do or die. I mean, any little bounce, any post that's hit, it's like, holy shit,
you have to pay attention because every single rush, you're like every shot, it's like, here it is.
Yeah, and you take away, that's almost like adding, like, if you just added mulligans to, like, the PGA Tour.
Right.
Like, no, dude, what makes every shot important is, like, this is the only shot. That's all you got.
That's my biggest point is, are we going to all of a sudden start giving people second chances after they lose the game, especially in the time where you have 60 minutes plus extra time to win the game? When do we like to celebrate as fans or in a sport defense, right? So it's like, that's like rooting for when your team's if you're gonna watch a game, that's like rooting for the last out to be like a pop-up as opposed to a walk-off home run. Right. Why would you rather watch something defensively be the game winner as opposed to the walk-off home run or the game-winning goal?
Yeah.
To not root for offense to end a game is insane to me.
And it just like sacrifices the integrity of the game. Like it's not like one team won because they got an opportunity that another team didn't. It's literally you just drop the puck 5 on 5 at the beginning of the period, and whatever happens, happens.
Right.
Within like the game of hockey, that's it. It's not like that team got a chance, the other team didn't. No, you have the exact same opportunity. It's not like in baseball where it's like if only one team got to bat or something, then it'd be like, yeah, you get a rebuttal, which you do. That's built into the rules of the game. But it's not like after a full inning of baseball, if one team's up, like if a home team's up, they're not like, well, that other team gets a rebuttal chance. Like, no, you both got your chance in that inning. One team won, the game's over. That's it.
Yeah, I think this kind of came up because the Bruins have been playing so well in these games, and they've somehow just lost them. And he's seeing like a puck can bounce here or there and it goes in, and if you're playing so well for 60, sometimes 70, 75 minutes, that you should have a chance to,
if
at least
you're
tie
playing
it
that
up.
well, you probably should. It will even
that's
out
my
over
point.
Especially over 7 games, you'll win.
Right.
You'll just win.
The better team will win if you're playing better. That's 2 different factors that should result in a W.
And I've always said this, that hockey and baseball are the games that they have the most like randomness and parity in that like one little bounce or one can change the entire game dramatically, whereas in football and basketball you run the same like structure against the other structure just dozens and dozens and dozens of times, and like the better team is going to win because you just run the same it's more structure and all that, whereas hockey is like so random and you get bounces. That's just how the game is.
Right, and there's something beautiful to it too when you're overmatched. Like I know you've seen like games growing up when you play a powerhouse team and you just batten down the hatches and like squeak out a 3-2 win or something, and it's like something that you can't really have in other sports, like you just said.
And you block shots and you get like a hot goalie. How many times have we said you ride a hot goalie in playoffs? That's just what hockey is. That's what hockey's always been.
It's fun, yeah. So now, as you mentioned, Bruins, huge Game 7 coming up. We're gonna go to RA really fast before we get Feidelberg on here. Let's check it out.
What up, Healthy Scratches? RA here. Julie, your Leafs making the series, babe. It's Game 7. Didn't see it happening. Freddie Anderson been playing out of his mind. Incredible saves. Bruins offense shit the bed as well. 1 goal, not going to do it for you. 4th most potent offense all year, and they can't fucking score now. YP, what are you doing in here so early? Clean this fucking place up. But yeah, man, it's a 7-game series, all down to 1 game right now. Kind of sucks if the Bruins choke. Not a good thing. 3 games to 1. Not a lead you want to blow, but it's still 1 game. It's coming down to that. Glad I didn't make any side bets with you, Jewel, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. Tuukka, I thought he played good last night, but guys wide open out in front. Nothing you can do about it. And again, you're not going to win when you score 1 goal. So Bruins offense shit the bed, and let's see if home cooking helps. That's what they need. Later.
All right, thanks for your ad.
Every video this guy sends in, it looks like he's in hiding. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Is he doing that on purpose? That's just where he is, what he's doing.
I don't think he does anything on purpose. I think he's just like...
think that's real.
Rear exists, and that's just...
All right, mix in like a light and like a chair.
The only lighting he gets on his face is from whatever screen is in front of him. It's like he just got done... we said it the first time he said it, it looks like he just got done binging the entire series of The Godfather and then listened to every single track the Rolling Stones ever put out, all in 1 day in a basement.
And then was like, oh, I have to make a video really quickly.
Yeah. He's like in a cave, like he can't go upstairs or else he's gonna get found. And he's just like making these Bruins videos.
And the way
it's
the
very
Bruins are
weird.
playing, mixed in with the way he's living in that basement right now, I don't like.
If they lose tomorrow night, we might not get another RA video.
I don't like the way this is going for RA right now.
Oh, also, like he's chirping me. Like, was that supposed to mean he was in the office? I didn't even understand what that meant.
No, he was chirping you. That was
I get it, but it's
no, that was a good topical chirp. He chirped you about it.
But like he was here and saying, "Get out of here."
No, he said, "What are you doing in so early?" Because you were.
Yeah, but like he was at his house. I don't know. I felt that felt off
it was
the
just
rails
a chirp.
to
It
me.
was just like
It was pretty straightforward chirp. Very straightforward. Yeah.
All right. I didn't know if that was like a topical like type of thing. I don't know.
No, it was topical because it happened yesterday.
Fair enough.
This is more awkward than React's video, to be honest.
No, I just he's rambling. I don't know. Obviously, we're gonna talk Leafs Bruins.
Yeah.
That interference. Thoughts?
It wasn't a good game. I don't have a lot of thoughts. I knew we were fucked I knew as soon as the terrorist attack happened, I was like, we're fucked. Bad news. I don't know why you're making a face. Like, well, you give a team something to rally behind like that.
This is 2013 all over.
It's 2013 happened with the Red Sox. Like,
it literally happened with the Bruins.
Happened with the Bruins too. Yeah, the marathon bombing. Like when
most iconic photo of all time.
One of the most iconic photos in hockey for sure.
When like that, it's like I knew right then. Like the building was going to be buzzing. I knew that the team was going to be emotional. I knew the Bruins were going to have a tough time matching the intensity, and it all kind of played out that way. And I do not have a great feeling about Game 7.
Really?
Really?
Even at home?
Yeah. Yesterday I just had a before the game. I just had a sinking feeling in my stomach. I was like, I don't know what's going on with the team.
There's nothing about the fact that you guys have outplayed the Toronto Maple Leafs by a large margin in every single one of these games, and just somehow, some way, a puck here and
I
there.
mean, Freddie Anderson's
making
on his
saves
head.
with this paddle. Like, I mean, this is out of control. The saves he's making. Can that keep up? I mean, the Bruins are putting so much pressure on this team.
But they're also not like they're. I think they had in the last 2 games they've had 84 shots that didn't make it to the net. The 39 missed.
That's
and then
that hunker down.
That's
what you do.
It's the missed net entirely or block shots. They're getting a little cute. I think they're gripping the sticks a little tight. It's not good.
Yeah, you get the pressure kind of ramps up. You're like, we should be. How the fuck are we in Game 7? We're better than they are. We've been dominating play.
It was like not putting them away in Game 5 was like when they don't like check to make sure like the villain's dead. And it's just like he comes back like
there's a huge difference.
It's like in Game of Thrones.
Like execute him, dude. Execute him.
It's like in Game of Thrones, the Ice Dragon's eye opens up at the end of the episode.
Right.
That's fucking Toronto.
You're like,
the episode's fucking over, and then at the very last second, they pan to this goddamn dragon, and the eye just opens up.
Like, don't be awake.
Oh,
Don't be awake. He's awake.
Now all of a sudden, like Kadri sliding into the crease and stopping pucks. Freddie Anderson's making saves with his fucking fingertips. It's out of control.
It's amazing how different it is to win a Game 1 or Game 2 when it's kind of like the whole canvas is blank versus like when you have to finish a team off. It's such a different.
And I've been rooting
atmosphere.
against the Toronto Maple Leafs so hard. I keep saying every night they have no chance, and they just keep shoving it down my throat. I don't understand how they keep winning these games.
I don't. I thought what they should have like finished it off before Kadri came back. Kadri's a fucking little pissant. He's gonna bring the emotion. It's not good. It's not.
Did you think that was?
I was irrationally upset about the no interference call at the end.
Really?
Definitely. Because it resulted in a goal. Like, I get what the ref's doing. The ref's looking and being like, that's such a bold call to, like, basically change the series. If I call it here, they get a 5-on-4, which they're going to pull the tendy. It's going to be a 6-on-4 for the last minute and a half. That's crazy. But it literally resulted directly in a goal the other way. It ended the game the other way. That's an illegal play. You cannot just take a guy out in the middle of the ice.
The way I saw it is he's trying to get to the guy. He probably wouldn't have been able to 100% stop him. And he kind of
throws himself. About. That's not in the rules.
But he throws himself into Marleau. Like Marleau's skating, he's kind of like it didn't. Like David Backes is a huge dude. He's a big. He doesn't go down that easy. It seemed kind of like a little bit of a sell job as well.
Maybe if it was, but I think in that moment, because if it just resulted and they dump it in the other end and then they still get the regroup, come back, fine. But it resulted in the end of the game. Therefore, you have to call it because it just
I agree with Riggs very strongly. I don't. Yeah, I guess in a way that did, because it did, like you said, it did directly lead to a goal. I don't think the Bruins deserved to win last night anyway, so I'm not like freaking out about it. But yeah, it should have been called.
That's just what's tough, is that it ends the game on like that play's illegal. You can't do that. You can't just like get in the guy's way from making a defensive play and stopping him from scoring, which he wasn't able to do. They scored, the game was over. I think that's like you got to know.
It seemed like he didn't go out of his way to interfere him. They're both skating. He kind of skated into him. I didn't think it was as blatant, but I understand what you're saying about the severity of the repercussions, if you will.
But does that ever go into account when the guy's making the ref doesn't know what?
I think it does go into account.
I mean, you can throw the hand.
By the rules, though, I mean, they're not going to say that.
Like, everybody knows.
You can be like, okay.
Everybody knows like the unwritten rules change.
Right.
Like when you have a penalty, or when you're already killing a penalty, it's way harder to get a penalty. You can just basically murder.
Well, the Bruins just came off a power play too, so I don't know if that has anything to do with
it. All factors in.
Right.
There's definitely like a meter of like deservedness.
Right. Like the Bruins just came off the power play, and then that happens. It's like like you're saying, is the ref being like, I'm going to fucking change the game with this call right now.
Well,
I'm going to give him another power play. They're going to pull the goalie.
Like in the ref's brain,
so
he's
much
thinking,
momentum.
Hopefully, I can just not call that, and it doesn't result in a goal the other way, and then the Bruins still get another scoring chance or two.
And you're not
but
a
like
factor.
Instead, it just went in the net, and you're like, oh shit, we probably should have called it.
Yeah. I love calls like that change games though, because that's the only opportunity now in sports where the ref can make a call that can't be reviewed or like in every sport now we watch, every bang play can be reviewed and just returned.
And also, like I had bet on the Bruins. So I mean, that's a fact.
Like 1.5, or just puck line.
The details are important. I had bet on the Bruins. I wanted the Bruins to win. It would have been better if they won.
Who are you betting on Game 7?
The Bees. Bees are gonna win tomorrow night.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, I have no doubt. They're just a better team.
You sound distraught.
I yesterday just got a sinking feeling. Like before the game started, I just had a sinking feeling. I was like, I got worried. It's my first time worrying about the Bruins all season, and I don't think that's a good sign.
I will say, like, is your nervous level for puck drop going to be just all-time high tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm going to be RA mode. I'm going to be in a dark room.
That's how you watch games.
Glaring off. Yeah, it's. I don't know. We need Wingles out too. I don't know what the fuck Bruce Cassidy is doing.
Yeah, second line too.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Game 7 is gonna be an electric atmosphere regardless, right?
The Garden is gonna be buzzing.
Is there any?
What was Whitney saying?
Whitney was
Twitter
chirping.
that like Game 5.
Everything he says, I can't hear anything he says.
I mean,
It's all
Game
the
5.
Muppet
I
voice.
was at Game 5.
don't read
Yeah, I was at
anything.
Game 5. It was like it was kind of a dead atmosphere because the game was kind of over pretty quickly.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like the Leafs scored what
Saturday
10 minutes
night,
in?
Right.
And then they scored again a couple minutes later, and it's like Tuukka gets.
Well,
pulled.
also,
There's really not much to cheer for.
In the first like 2 minutes, Marchand put that puck right underneath Anderson's arm, and it bounced right past the line. I mean, that changed the whole atmosphere of the first period for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm taking Leafs. I hate to say it, but I think they just got that like survival attitude right now.
I'm gonna take the. Fuck. I'm gonna take the Bruins.
You gotta take. Johnny, you don't get to take a side. You're Bruins.
No, I mean, I want the Bruins to win. Obviously, I'm saying who do I think is gonna win. I'm gonna go Bruins, but it's not a super. I can't even think of the word.
Emphatic?
Yeah, let's say emphatic. Yeah.
Emphatic.
Are you trying to like reverse psyche the like hockey gods? Is that kind of what's going on?
Yeah, there's something weird going on.
I'm just trying to figure out your vibe right now.
Frankie, what do you got?
I've been picking against the Leafs the entire series. I have to keep going with that. It's the Bruins. I mean, they've just been playing better. They're the better team. They deserve to win.
Jacked up.
I mean, that's that. I guess we'll have to talk about it tomorrow as well. But I also want to give a shout out. Ben Lovejoy saying in an exit interview, he's like, I hope every single team loses in the rest of the playoffs. He's like, he won't watch a single game. I feel like that's the #1 attitude that you can have. I hate the guys that are like, oh, I'm happy for this.
You should be on a beach right now, fucking playing golf, shit face for the next 2 months, and you get ready for next season.
Yeah.
If you're watching hockey right now, you got a problem.
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't watch hockey for like 5 years after I stopped playing.
Yeah. Anything to add? Any last thoughts? Now we're back.
We're back.
All right. I guess that's showing. Anything on your mind?
We'll talk tomorrow. I'll feel better tomorrow morning. We'll get the Boston crowd amped up tomorrow morning.
I like this reverse psyche thing.
Right now,
it's so weird. Your fucking vibe is weird.
We're licking our wounds.
It's a weird vibe.
Licking the wounds.
He's doing that. I just watched the Office episode last night where Michael has the mitten from Phyllis for the Yankee swap, and he's just using reverse psyche on everyone. He's like, "Oh man, this thing's great. This thing's great." She's like, "I'll take the mitten." He's like, "You fucking loser." And then that's what you're doing right now with the bees and the.
They pan to him in his office, and he goes, "Reverse psychology."
Yeah, he just explains the whole thing. It means when you describe something, but you really want the person to do the opposite. That's what Fights is doing right now.
That's great.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
We're not doing thumbs up because that's what Julie does, and it's the worst thing ever.